Yo, what's up y'all? In today's video, I'm going to be showing you how to create a simple text-based graphic like this and use that graphic to create a creative plaid hoodie like this in just a few simple steps using Procreate for iPad and a couple of my mockups and brushes from Procreate as well. I'll be sure to link them in the description below if you guys are interested. Today's concept is all about locking in some of those design basics, but still give you full creative freedom to flip it and use it in any of your creative projects or anything else that you may be working on. I really hope you guys can learn something from this, so be sure to follow along and let's jump right into it. Okay, so first things first, we want to go ahead and set up our canvas, and today's canvas that we're going to be working on is going to be 4,000 pixels by 4,000 pixels at 300 dpi. And now that we have our new canvas here, what we want to do is go ahead and start setting this up so we can begin our design. And in order to do that, we're going to go up here to our actions menu and let's go to canvas and then drawing guide. And as we see, that pulls up this 2D grid, but we want to go all the way down here to the end to symmetry. And what that's going to do is create this center line, which is going to make our design process a lot smoother going forward now. Now that we have our canvas set up, what we want to do is go ahead and start actually creating our graphic for today's design. So we're going to go back to the actions and we're going to go to add, and we're just going to be adding in some text. So from here, I'm just going to pull up my keyboard in all caps. I'm going to just type out Quattro. But I would suggest you guys type out something that relates to you or your brand or whatever project you may be working on. But like I said, I'm just going to be typing out Quattro for today's concept. And then I'm going to go to edit style because we want to change from this basic font to a font called Athletic. And I'll also be sure to link this font in the description below if you guys want to use the same one. And here we are still in our edit style section. So what I want to do is just increase the size some on this. And over here in our attributes section, there's going to be a couple options. So there's an underline option, there's going to be a vertical align option, and then there's going to be this middle one, and that's the one that we're going to be going with today. And this is just like an outline option. So we're going to click on that one time. And what that does is it creates outlines from that main base text that we had, and it just automatically outlines the letters, which is going to be very helpful for the concept that we're going to be working with today. Okay, so now that we have that, I'm going to go back to our edit style section really quick. And now I'm just going to be adjusting some of the kerning. And what the kerning is basically is just the spacing in between each of these letters. We want to make sure that the spacing between each of these letters is fairly consistent. So I'm just going to go through and adjust the kerning on these to make sure that there's a good amount of space between each letter to where everything is very readable, but also looks consistent and nice with our design. Now I'm going to make sure our design is centered to the middle of our screen as well. So I'm just going to go to this blue and green dot here in the middle, and I'm going to sync that up with this middle symmetry line that we had created earlier, and that just helps us keep everything on track for what we're working with today. Now that we have that, I'm going to go here to the arrow tool, and I'm going to go to warp all the way here at the end of our transform tools because we're going to start warping this text to create kind of like an arch shape for our graphic. And to do this, it's a fairly quick and easy process. As we see when we're on our warp tool, it creates this grid for us around our base text that we created. And what we want to do is go right here to this top line, right here in the center, and we're going to just start slightly pulling up from there. And as we see, that's already kind of creating a nice little arch shape right there at the top. But once that first one is kind of set to a good place, we're going to move down a line to that second line, and we're going to do the same thing and repeat that same kind of step, trying to be very gentle with it. We don't want to overdo it. We want to be very subtle with it, just to create a nice subtle curve and nothing too exaggerated, because then it will really distort our font, and that's just not what we're trying to do here. So once we have that second line straight, we're going to move down to the next one and do the same thing. Again, just slightly pulling it up and trying to keep the spaces between each of these boxes fairly similar is going to be how we keep everything on track as well. So we want to make sure that all of these boxes remain a similar kind of height. So now I'm going to move down to this third line and do the same thing from there as well. Again, just slightly pulling up. And then we're going to move down to our final line. And this is just going to kind of round everything out here at our base and just start dragging that up slightly from our bottom line here till it's right about there. And now from here, we can also make any little tweaks and adjustments we'd want to. And I'm just going to make a couple last minute little tweaks and edits. And after we warp our text, it should look something like that. And I think our graphic is looking really nice, but I'm going to take it one step further, and I'm going to drop in black to a couple of these letters here. So I'm going to add it to the U. I'm also going to add it to the R as well as the O, and that's going to create a nice bit of contrast. And it's going to especially look really nice when we add this to some kind of mockup. Speaking of mockups, let's go ahead and jump right into that process. So now that we have our design set, let's go ahead and rename this our design layer, and we're going to just hide that for now. And let's go ahead and create a new layer. And now we're going to locate the mockup that we want to be working with today. So I'm going to go to Quattro's Tops from Quattro's Procreate pack, and I'm going to be using the Boxy Hoodie front brush. I'll also be sure to link the mockups that I use in the description below as well. I'm just going to now tap down one time on our screen and it should appear like that. And I'm going to go to our uniform transform tool and just expand that to size, but also making sure that, again, this blue and green dot stay on that center symmetry line that we created, because like I said, that always just makes everything a lot smoother going forward. I'm just going to make sure that our design is pretty centered. So now what I'm going to do is go ahead and rename this, and let's call this our outline layer. And let's just duplicate our outline layer really quick, and I'm going to lock that top one down. And then on this bottom one, I'm going to rename this, and let's call this our color layer. So on our color layer, of course, we're going to start adding in some color. And for today's color, what I'm thinking is going for kind of like a rusty, a little bit washed red. So I'm just going to drag this onto a new layer. And now we have the color on our mockup, but we also have the color in our background. And of course, we only want to be working on our mockup. So what we're going to do is go up here to our selection tool, and then we're going to go to automatic. And then from there, once we have our background selected, we could just go ahead and pull that right off of our screen, leaving only the color on our actual mockup. And now from here, what we can do is make our design in the background back visible. So we can drag that on top of our color layer with our hoodie on it. And we're going to just make sure we drop this down to size, so of course it fits onto our actual hoodie. And then also we're going to tap on this one time. I'm going to go down below drawing assist, and I'm going to click on invert. That's going to turn our design from black to its opposite, which would be white, which I think looks really nice and will really pop off of this red color. Okay, so now looking at our layers, we have our outline, we have our design, and we also have our color. And I'm going to add in one more layer, and we're going to rename this. This is going to be our pattern layer. And the pattern that I want to use today is going to be from Quattro's brushes. And I'm going to scroll down to the middle of this folder and find the plaid 1 brush. And then we're going to set our color to kind of like a dark desaturated brown color somewhere in this area. And now what we can do is make sure this layer is selected to clipping mask. And then from here, I'm just going to zoom out a little bit. And without picking up my pen one time, I'm just going to start coloring in onto our actual mockup. And what that's doing is obviously placing down this nice plaid pattern straight to our mockup without doing any kind of work. And the reason why we keep our pen straight down the entire time is because when you start lifting up the pen, it kind of creates this extra muddy texture. And for some pieces that might work, but sometimes it just really muddies up the design. So like I said, we're just going to make sure our brush size is set to 100. And we're just going to start coloring in onto our mockup, adding in that texture. So once we add our texture in, it should look something like that. And now what I want to do is go ahead and add in another layer. And on this layer, what we're going to call this is our contrast layer. And now here on this contrast layer, I have it selected to clipping mask as well as drawing assist and a very dark color, not quite black, but almost there. And I'm going to go here to our cuffs, and I'm just going to start coloring in our cuff area. And because it's on drawing assist, what we do on one side copies onto the other side as well, which like I said is very helpful. And that's why we always set up that symmetry early on when we're starting working on our designs. I'm just going to color in this bottom part as well to create a nice good bit of contrast between our plaid and our ribbing. And I'm also going to do the same thing in this hoodie area. So getting up underneath this hood and coloring this in as well. Okay, so once we do that, it should look something like this. So again, we have our design. We now have that contrast, and of course we have our pattern as well. And now that the base of our design is looking nice, we're going to add in one more layer, and this is going to be our shadows layer. So here on our shadows, we're going to make sure this is set to clipping mask and drawing assist again, making sure everything is set. So for our shadows, what I usually do is go to the airbrushing section using the soft brush here, just this top one. And I'm going to make sure our color is selected to that main base red color that we started with, but I'm going to make sure that it's a lot darker. I'm pulling it almost to the black section until we get like kind of a maroon color, so we can see that there's a clear difference there. I'm gonna make this a little bit darker actually. But now here on our shadows, what I want to do is just kind of go around lightly around the edges of our mockup and just kind of start shading in, following the natural curves and lines of it as well will kind of help us dictate a lot where these shadows need to go. So just being very gentle and very light with it and adding in a good amount of shadows around kind of our base and especially around the sleeve areas as well. Also get some up here in the shoulder area and some around this hood as well. And if you do a little bit too much, don't worry, you can go back and erase some as well. Okay, and I think those shadows are looking pretty nice. Now what I want to do is add in one more extra layer, again setting to clipping mask, drawing assist. So that was our darker red. I'm going to now choose kind of like a lighter red. Let's just call this our highlights layer. So now from here, what I'm going to do is go around our shoulder area and just very lightly start coloring in around a little bit, just so we get a nice little bit of highlight, and that'll also make our shadows pop some as well. So like I said, just going around very lightly, almost following the edges around where we did our shadows, but not too much, of course, because we still want to keep our shadows very dark. But this is just kind of highlighting those shadows. So go around on the hood area as well. Really just anything that we'd want to emphasize, we want to make sure that we get a little bit of highlight on that, especially when we have a pattern or a texture, so things don't get too blended and too muddy. And after we add in those highlights, I'm going to go back through our layers really quick before we round this out. So of course we have that top outline layer that we locked down originally. We also have our design here. We have our highlights now, as well as our shadows. And we also have that contrast that we created as well. That kind of got taken up by our shadows, but I think that blends a little bit nicer with our highlights and our shadows combined. And of course we have this nice plaid pattern in the background as well. And then here at our very bottom, we have our base color that we started with, that red, where everything else is kind of clipped to. And that just kind of shows how we built this piece up. But yeah, after we add all of that in, I think that about wraps up our design for today. And yeah, if you learned something, be sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. The mockups and brushes that I use in this video and a couple other products of mine are available now on my website at quattrosupply.com. So if you're interested, definitely be sure to check those out. There's also a lot we didn't get to go over today, which is fine. Just be sure to leave a comment below of what you want to see more of, and I got y'all with that. And yeah, I'll see you on the next one. Peace.